Hi, second grade teachers. The work that we're doing today, or this week, I should say, is we're starting out subtracting our two-digit numbers or subtracting within 100, is really challenging work. Based on what our kiddos got experience doing last year and what we've gotten to do this year, we did some kind of revamping of thinking through these 2 weeks of problems. They have 10 days to do these. And to be very honest, when I looked back at my work from last year and I was thinking ahead to this year, I realized that there was some tweaking that I needed to do. One, what I did last year, we squeezed it into like 6 days, and it was not enough because this is a really hard concept, especially if you are remembering to do some not regrouping and then also to do some regrouping and giving them practice with that. It just wasn't enough time. But two, because our kiddos didn't have first grade last year, the end of first grade last year, where they were able to work on this in the classroom with their teachers, there's a lot of things that they missed along the way. So what I did is I was planning this out this week and then getting into the next week that you'll see is we have 10 days, 9 of them instructional, 1 assessment day. And this week started out very similarly to when we were adding within 100. So I started with taking away a group of 10. Then we did taking away a 1 digit from a 2 digit that required regrouping and really showing that, breaking that apart and thinking through that. And then taking time, instead of having we have 2 supplementals in this group, 1 for the base 10 and 1 for the number line. I made them each 2 days worth. So we have 2 days of the base 10 and then we'll have 2 days of the number line. And the reason for that is because day 1 of base 10, if you notice it from the third lesson, it was no regrouping. So you'll have I'll put up a practice sheet with no regrouping for that day. And then the second day is requiring regrouping. And so I'll give you an independent practice for that as well. So that they're getting time practicing without regrouping, just taking away 10s and 1s, and then they'll actually have an extra chance to practice with regrouping where they are taking away the 10s and the 1s, but having to break apart those 10s. We're doing, let's see, then we have lesson 8, where I'm just doing a mixture. So I've got a regrouping and then a not regrouping, and not regrouping with each day. So they're getting ample practice with that. And then they can also use the workbook to practice those different strategies. We're really honing in on the base 10 and the number lines for these 2 supplementals, and then they can use some different ways to show their work with the lesson 8, which is, I think, lessons like 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that last 4 days, 3 or 4 days worth, they can do any strategy after they've had some time to practice specific strategies. I hope this helps a lot. I hope it helps kind of stretch that out, but also kind of go in deep and give those kiddos some practice doing this work that's really challenging. So you will see 4 lessons on videos this week, but then I'll put up 5 video lessons next week. I won't have a teacher talk video next week. I'll just have the 5 instructional videos next week. That will be the two number line supplemental days with the regrouping and not regrouping, and then the 3 days of lesson 8, having a mixture so that they can see the connections between those 2 different types of problems where we're regrouping and not regrouping. And hopefully that will set them up for success a little bit better for the assessment, and then also just for solving throughout the rest of the year. I'm excited to see what we all do with this. I'm really excited to see if this helps the kids, because last year this was really tricky. So I'm excited to see the benefit of slowing it down and stretching it out a little bit. Happy solving, happy teaching. I hope you all are having a great start to the year.